All right, Raspberry Jam, fantastic set. Thank you so much for performing on Advocate Sessions today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
First off, could you guys introduce yourselves individually?
Okay. I'm Mac Almeida. I play guitar.
I'm Mila Rigolo. I'm on drums.
I'm Alouette Bateau. I sing.
I'm Josh Gibson. I'm on bass.
I'm Rufus Seward. I also play guitar.
And how did you guys start your band? Like, how long have you been playing together? And
Well, like, technically we started in 2014, and it was me and Mac
us.
and a friend who we forced to play the bass. He didn't know how to play the
Yes.
bass. That was fun. And then Josh joined us, and it's funny because, like, I don't know if Josh was, like, as skilled a bassist as he is now. No, he wasn't. I definitely wasn't good at drums. And so we just kind of played in the attic for years.
Yeah, we wrote like 2 songs in like 3 years. Pretty cool.
Mostly covers, and then there was a battle of the bands, and we wrote songs, and we were like, oh, this is pretty easy, so we just started writing our own songs. And then, like 2 years later, Alouette joined the band for the other battle of bands.
Well, yeah, because the first Battle of the Bands we had, my sister was our original singer when we did covers mostly in the band, but then she left, and we had Alouette join, and then we started really writing.
Yeah, and then Rufus joined this past June. Late June for the Green
Something
River
like that,
Fest. Yeah, because we were like, we sound a little empty, and also Rufus is a good guitarist, so like. Well,
So, 5 members. You guys probably have a lot of different influences among yourselves. Can you guys talk about that?
yeah.
Yeah, sure, I'll start.
Okay.
Namely, like, I don't know, a lot of guitar rock from the 80s and 90s. I think I had to choose like 3, be like Dinosaur Jr., Richard Thompson, Built to Spill.
I'd say, I don't know, my biggest idol would probably be Joe Dart of Wolfpack, but that style doesn't really fit here. But I try my best to, fit the music while trying to improve and trying to play in that kind of style, that kind of funky style.
Yeah, I have a lot of different influences, probably Lord and Katie Tunstall, and more obscure Beatles stuff, I'd say. But yeah.
I don't know. The Strokes have always just been a huge influence with me, or on me, and a lot of our older songs kind of sounded like the Strokes, and then Mac got super into progressive metal, so we're or progressive rock, I should say.
Yeah, my dad made me listen to Rush when I was like 3 years old, and you put it on. It wasn't my choice. And I like got really big into Rush, and then I got into like the prog scene, and now I'm into like math rock and prog metal a lot, which you can sort of hear every once in a while in like a small part of one of our songs, but my influences are a little different from others.
Cool. So I just want to ask you guys, do you have any projects in the work? Maybe recording or just planning a record at any point?
Yeah, I mean, we're planning to record some of our newer songs. We're not quite sure with whom yet, but my brother's been doing a lot of recording with us because he's a sound engineer and trying to get his name out there. And so, yeah, he's done a really good job, especially on the last EP that we released. But yeah, we're going to explore some options.
Trying to put out like a full-length album, like 10 or 12 songs.
That's the idea, yeah. We're in the process of writing an album.
Trying to find our own sound, move from the indie rock that you hear a lot to what we're calling progressive indie, which is, still danceable. Like our song Hung Up, Strung Up, we were really trying to move towards this progressive sound, so we were like, let's write it in, what is it? What did it end up being? 15?
It's in 15/8.
15/8, something like that.
You don't feel it.
Still
Yeah.
I mean, those elements are, I think, pretty noticeable. I mean, one thing, you're all amazing musicians, and like the songs are fantastic. But one thing that really struck me was just the guitar lines and like how kind of melodic and intertwined they are, like with both guitarists. So I imagine that was planned.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly what we're going for.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys have a show coming up at the Parlor Room with Gabe's Mystery Band and Stoner Will and the Narcs. That's pretty much time to plug that if you want to talk about that show.
Yeah.
I mean, Gabe Bernini was in Lux Deluxe, and I remember him from that. He was a crazy keyboard player, and then he got together with Zach James and I think some other people, and they had Gabe's band, and I'm actually really excited to see what Gabe's mystery band is, because it sounds
The
2.0
album-
almost.
Yeah, he's releasing the album on the day of our
Yeah,
show,
yeah.
so it's like completely new.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, Parlor Room, February 8th.
February 8th.
Come
yeah.
there for them or us or anybody.
Both.
We're all. Yeah.
No, just have a last question for you guys. You played the Next Wave stage this past summer at Green River Fest, and what was that experience like for you guys?
Awesome.
Nerve-wracking, but awesome.
It's great.
Yeah, it was
It
Rufus's
was my
first show with
these
us.
guys.
We got a lot of "We Love You"
Oh.
Rufuses on stage.
I mean, that's one daunting first show, I imagine.
No, it was, but it was so much fun. So much fun.
Yeah, we kind of
Satisfying.
threw him in there. I was like, all right, here, trial by fire. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see what you can do.
Yeah, I think the best shows we play are to all of our friends and peers and just people our age who will dance along and sing along. So that was a great experience.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for performing on Sessions.
Thank
That's
you.
great.
Yeah, thank
Oh,
you.
yes.